Midwestern springtime is heralded by the return of birdsong and sunshine, but warmer temperatures also mark new growth cycles for invasive and sometimes stinky plant species. Emma Atkinson reports.
The Bradford pear tree, a cultivar of the Callery pear tree, is easily identifiable by the tightly bunched white flowers it produces in early spring. And if you've ever come within smelling distance of the tree, you've noticed the bloom's strong, sometimes pungent odor. In Bloomington, the Bradford pear is the second most common species in public parks and along streets, according to a 2019 city tree inventory. The town has more than 1,200 Bradford pear trees.
These Callery pear will grow up and outcompete the understory, and then they're a weak tree, so they'll start breaking in bad weather. Once they get to a certain height, maybe about 30 years old, they'll break in half or split down the middle.
The Bradford pear's ability to grow so quickly is what initially made it an attractive tree to city planners and landscapers in the mid-1900s. By themselves, Callery pear trees are sterile, meaning that they can't self-pollinate and reproduce. But cross-pollination between multiple cultivars over time has produced fertile seeds. Those are spread widely and quickly by hungry birds and easily crowd out native species.
They've been in cold storage and now they're coming out of dormancy, so we're getting them in the ground.
That's Jillian Field, a member of Monroe County Iris. Even as she plants a native sapling, she notices a familiar invasive plant just a few feet away.
You can see just across the way here we have Callery pear, and we have evidence of a sprout coming up over here.
Bloomington's urban forester Aaron Hatch says that's what the Bradford pear does best, shows up where it isn't wanted.
The ability to survive anywhere in really poor soil means that they can spread anywhere that has conditions that they can then outcompete native species as well.
Both the Indiana Department of Natural Resources and the city of Bloomington have been working to educate people about invasive species and encourage them not to plant Bradford pears. The city certainly won't be planting any more. The Bradford pear is on a list of prohibited plant species in Bloomington's Unified Development Ordinance document. Hatch says people have many other options for flowering trees.
The serviceberry, dogwood trees are also a nice flowering alternative, and there are some that are white. The redbud is another flowering alternative. There are alternatives that are more adapted to our native ecosystem.
Hatch says it's important to consider the financial and environmental impact of removing the tree and what might grow in its place.
I probably personally would encourage someone to remove the tree and replace it with something that's better. But taking into account you're removing a maybe 12 to 20 inch tree and replacing with a 2-inch tree, you might need to replace more than just one.
The Bradford pear is not yet on Indiana's list of invasive plant species, but the growing opposition to the tree and awareness of the importance of native plants could change that within just a few years. For Indiana News Desk, I'm Emma Atkinson.
The Bradford pear was first cultivated from the Callery pear trees, which originated in China.